Hey everyone, it's me, Brandon, and today we're going to be doing a new episode of a new series. We're going to be doing it on my normal Dalek Mod world. So, for this episode, we're going to be exploring my Tardis. This is my main Tardis. I have lots more in this shed, and a lot more in a special area. But for today, we're just going to be exploring this TARDIS. This is my main TARDIS, what I usually use to go to places, or I use my vortex manipulator. None of this was built, so I was all built in creative mode. But some stuff I've rebuilt in survival, like you've seen in my Dalek Mod world. Some of those TARDIS that I built have been from this TARDIS. Sorry if it's very laggy, this world is quite laggy. That could be because of all the TARDISes there are. This one is quite big, but my new thing that I'm doing in that shed will be much bigger. So this is my main console. This was my first console that I made. This used to be the War Doctor console. This is when I first came onto the. This is when I first was on the when I first had that. I made this TARDIS, and it took quite a long while. It has most of the controls that you need. Most of the controls on here are something that could be used. I even have handles on it. It's got this nice stuff around it. It's got these just random squares of like black and white roundels. It's got this door. It's got a hat rack stand. It's got 3 different corridors that all have different shapes. I think so. We've got this little shell. Got this little bit under here. And you can see there's another monitor right underneath. We've got magma behind here. And we've actually got water on top of there. And you can probably hear the hum. It is very laggy. So let's go through this corridor. This corridor is a mixture of this one where it's these bends and a mixture of this one, which I like to make those two. So we're going to go this way. This way, it was meant to be a nether portal, but then I realised you can't spawn a nether portal in the Dalek mod, or in the TARDIS, I mean. So this room is not really used. This is an endless corridor, but I think it might be like a library or a closed room, maybe. My game is like okay. Okay, we'll walk this way. This corridor is not like the longest corridor, so we only really have 2 rooms on this side. So this here is my memory room. So what I thought about for my regenerations is each area of a TARDIS will have this room, like a room showing what they wore, their screwdriver and any other stuff, and also I use a TARDIS command block to show what their TARDIS looks like, or TARDIS exterior looks like, and sometimes the chest will have like other accessories. I was going to use this for my regeneration TARDIS, but I scrapped the idea and I used a different TARDIS, so now this is just a normal TARDIS. So there is random consoles that are going to be for my regeneration area, but yeah, that's really it. Okay, we'll go down here. I've done some of the rooms. This room I haven't done, but I think I might do like a garden. This I quite like. It's a canine area. It's a canine factory. So we can go in here. It shows like different parts being put together. It does actually summon a canine. There is a switch, and that just spawns a canine, or a button. When you press it, it spawns a canine. We've got like a little monitor for the K9, oil, a chalkboard, and a bed. I didn't really like a charging area. I didn't really know what to put for K9's room. I just put that. Over here we have a sonic screwdriver room with every sonic screwdriver, and these are all the ones that will go onto these chargers. All of them. These ones are my favourite ones, and these ones are the non-Dalek Mod ones. And no, these are the Dalek Mod ones. These are the Doctor Who ones, the ones from the actual show. I think only one of them isn't from Doctor Who. I think one of them's a combination of the 3rd and 12th Doctor's screwdriver. We also have all the other stuff, the sonic stuff that can't go into the chargers. Over here we have a room. This is my bedroom. Maybe just a small bedroom. If the music's a little loud, so I'm going to turn it down. I don't know if you think it's quite loud, but I think it's quite loud. So I'm going to turn it down. It's still quite loud, but I can deal with that. What more corridor? This is quite a strange corridor. So this is like a giant square. I'll show you. Right here. So giant square. This is going to be like in a giant star, like an energy. And you just saw that there was another room. This is the only other room that's on this in this area. The rest is just really it's just a hallway. So I blocked it off, but you can still walk through it. So a lot of people might recognize this from my Dalek Mod world, because this is the original Tardis. This is the original version of it. This was the first version. Actually, technically, it's the second version, because I had to take it apart and move it again, because it was somewhere else, but it wouldn't work, so I had to move it away. And this is just the normal version. This was the original version, and it's got everything it should have. Seat, task, command block. It's got the special room. It's got I've got the skin on for this TARDIS. This regeneration's TARDIS. She had this because she was a welder. Then we got a room that they used for building stuff. And this room does get updated quite a bit because of cool stuff, like this. This is a blown up Dalek sec. Yeah. Some people will recognise this. I've replaced this on the Dalek Mod server because I've done a lot of updates. A lot of the stuff wasn't originally here until I went onto the server and rebuilt the tiles. I thought to add this stuff. This I added on this world, but these two things I didn't. I added on the server, and I thought that would be nice for the main console. It's just a console. We've got a nice monitor which I quite like on the side here, but there is one on the main console. We've got this. We've got giant pillars. We've got a screen for the outside. And for people who know for the Dalek Mod, there's like always a secret behind it. For this version there isn't a secret, it's just a door. It's not really, I quite like the new design for the roundels that they did. Especially these ones. But it still looks really good even with the changed roundels. And that's really all this. I'm not going to go all the way around because it's just this pattern really, redone everywhere. So we're going to go to the other area. Sorry if it is getting very laggy for me. So the other area, I actually thought of this design and I drew it, and I thought of a cool design for like a jail cell, and I built it for like, but it didn't really work because all the mobs I put in just died, so I had an idea. So these are all the jails. They have fire relief that makes it very loud. I put this there to remind me that I can put anti-manipulators in the cells, but I just haven't done that yet because I'm not that good at using them because I don't know how to get specific ones. Okay, we have an area going down here. This goes down to the second floor, but we're going to do what we have here. We have this Mars screen. I didn't know where to put it, so I put it in its own little area. And then if we go over here, we've got another console. And you also, if you know me for the Dalek Mod, you'll know this is you'll recognize this. I have started doing this console in my Dalek Mod world. I haven't finished the roof, but if anyone wants to know what the roof looks like, that's from the Dalek Mod. This is what it looks like. Oh, and also this is the finished console because on the server it's not finished. I did draw this, but I might do a different design for that. And then we have the corridor, which I haven't added because I thought it would be a little bit waste. We got the we've got a special room, nothing in the chest. They're all basically on the same pattern. We've got this, and this goes down to an engine. This room. Oh no, I forgot about to show you the engine room for the other console. All the rooms have like an engine. They probably won't in the main one when I've moved everything. But yeah, this is what it looks like. A mixture of wooden and the white Tardis. All the downstairs consoles will have this somehow integrated in it. All of them do. All of them have somehow this integrated. This one has two different consoles, which look good when they're mixed together. That one was probably my hardest engine room. I'm not engine it. I think it would be an engine. I'm not that sure what it would be underneath the console. This one is very dark console. But some people it might be bright because I usually keep my light setting to moody because I quite like the way it looks. And you get better lighting stuff. Like I like the dark way it looks. The roof was quite complicated to do, especially the main part, but it looks good. If we go to this, so now we'll show you the downstairs, and we'll show you the engine of the main main console, and also this is also just hallway so far with no rooms. Anywhere that it's blocked, where there's no entrance, usually means that there's nothing there. So here we've got the main. I quite like we got the main engine room for the main console, and it actually does connect. If I dug through that, it would connect all together. And see, you can see that's the bit that's up where they all have it. It's much bigger than the others because it's a much bigger console, so I thought it needed a much bigger engine, or a much bigger space. It's got details from all of it. It's got the wood from it. It's got these parts from it. It's got like dark roundels. It's got the nice iconic doors. It's got these nice. I don't know what these would be. Okay, I'm going to show you what the whole Tardis looks like from the outside. So this is what it's going to look. What it looks like from the outside. You can see this weird little star. Well, what I've done is I've marked all the Tardis I use with this little star, all the different colours, depending on what Tardis. So this is how big it is so far. Okay, I'm going to show you what that one looks like. What that other console looks like. I'm going to break through it. You can see it wraps all the way around because I put the door there. They was open, but I put a door there just because I was rebuilding it in another area. It's getting very laggy for me. gonna break through. Oh. Yeah, I can find a place where I can break through. There we go. Okay. So yeah, you see I put a door there, but that's just temporary. So we'll go down here. We've got more doors. Most of the time it's just corridors, really. I mean, that's really what it is. And then boom, new console. I like this when it's nice and small. It does show that it would be this. I felt the regeneration, this one I'm working, since she is a mechanic, she would usually work on building Tardises on Gallifrey. She'd work on helping build Tardises in Gallifrey. So I thought she'd probably usually fix this console. She'd probably usually work on it. That's why there's also a room where she builds and takes apart stuff, even Daleks and Cybermen. That's why it's like the Dalek radio. I use it as like a Dalek head. Since you can't get a Dalek head, I thought that's like the next closest thing to a Dalek head. The exploded Dalek is quite good. I do like that. Ooh. I think now I'm going to show you all like the waypoints I have. I'm not going to go to that. I might do that another episode. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this. But right now I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go to them if I can. Yeah, I'm not moving. Sometimes it just gets quite bad on this world to move. That could really be the possible that I've got lots of Tardises. And I'll show you how many in another episode. One of the episodes I'll do on this series, you'll definitely see how many, why it might be so laggy because of how many TARDIS I've got. So I'm going to show you all the waypoints I have. Doctor shit. This is the shack he had, the shack that he lived in. That's what that means. I give stuff quite weird names because I don't know what to do. Cytone cave, it's just a cave full of Cytone where I charge all my Tardises. Regeneration shed is that little shed outside. Dalek is just an area full of, just an experiment I'm doing with Daleks. Gallifrey room, it's the room on Gallifrey, which I'll show you my Gallifrey, which I've done some modifying to. Citadel, Tardis Bay, that I'll do that on another episode. Home, it's my little house outside. We've got a village, there's a village I've got a waypoint to. And Home Island, that's what we're currently on. It's quite easy to showcase this, but I think that's really it. I do have a big on the inside feature. I probably should turn it off because my computer's not that good, and I think it's more for people with really good computers. So maybe I will turn it off at one point. But I don't know. Oh. Keeps raining on this. Look, it keeps raining. Yeah, that's just this TARDIS. That's TARDIS. So in the next episode, I'll be showcasing the regeneration shed. That's what I'm going to be calling it. But that was this TARDIS, and I'm going to have to say goodbye. I'll see you next video.